In a world where fame changes people, where lights blind, cheers fade, and ego destroys everything, one group broke the rules. This is Sb19. But beyond the music, beyond the trophies, beyond the global stage, lies a truth more powerful than any chart-topping anthem: Brotherhood. They weren't built by fame. They were built by loyalty, built by struggle, built by each other. This is the Brotherhood behind Sb19. Stronger than fame, deeper than spotlight, louder than applause. Because legends are not just made, they're held together. If you believe in loyalty, in brotherhood, and in dreams that don't break, tap like, share this video, and subscribe. Because stories like Sb19's deserve the world's spotlight. Before the roar, there was silence. Before the spotlight, there were shadows. And before Sb19 became a global phenomenon, there were 5 young men standing in empty rehearsal rooms, chasing a dream the world did not believe in. No glamour, no applause, just bruised feet, exhausted lungs, and hearts that refused to surrender. They weren't idols yet. They were fighters. Pablo, Stell, Josh, Ken, and Justin. Learning that greatness demands struggle, and brotherhood demands sacrifice. Some days food was scarce, but hope was always present. Some nights tears fell quietly, but shoulders were always there to carry the weight. While others chased popularity, these 5 built something deeper: loyalty over luxury, vision over validation. They promised not to rise alone, but to rise together. And in those hidden hours, the world sleeping, dreams burning, they weren't becoming stars. They were becoming brothers. Because before fame crowns you, hardship shapes you. And before success applauds you, sacrifice tests you. This is where Sb19 was forged, not in studios or concerts, but in pain, persistence, and an unspoken vow. If one falls, we all pull him back up. That's where legends begin. When success feels distant and giving up feels easier, that's where true brotherhood shows itself. Sb19 made a silent pact long before stages got louder and cameras started following. No one gets left behind. In a world where idol groups break apart over egos, fame, and competition, Sb19 built a different foundation, one of collective purpose. If one member struggled, the others didn't move forward. They stopped, lifted, waited. When doubt crept in, they didn't say be strong. They said we're strong together. Some training days felt impossible. Voices cracking, bodies aching, minds collapsing under pressure. But every time one felt like quitting, another whispered, "Kap it long. Hold on. I'm here." They didn't just chase excellence. They chased unity. They didn't compare. They completed each other. Each weakness was shielded, each strength celebrated. That's not teamwork. That's brotherhood in its purest form. Because the world loves stars, but destiny favors soldiers who march side by side. And long before the world screamed their names, Sb19 whispered a promise only they could hear. We rise as 5. Always. Their journey didn't start with fame. It started with loyalty stronger than fame. Success doesn't always knock gently. Sometimes it crashes in. Loud, bright, overwhelming. For Sb19, fame didn't rise slowly, it erupted. One video, one performance, one explosive moment, and suddenly the world was watching. Cameras flashed, crowds chanted, timelines flooded. The spotlight that once felt distant was now blinding. But here is where true character is tested. Many groups lose themselves in the noise, letting applause replace humility, letting attention replace unity. Sb19 did the opposite. They tightened their circle instead of widening it. They didn't let popularity rewrite their story. They let brotherhood anchor it. Behind every screaming crowd was a circle of 5, still reminding each other who they were before lights touched them. Growth didn't create distance, it strengthened connection. Every milestone wasn't celebrated individually, it was held like a collective victory. That silent pact to rise together became louder than the cheers. Fame arrived, but Brotherhood stayed in command. Fame shines bright, but pressure hides in the shadows behind it. As Sb19 climbed higher, expectations rose with them. Industry critics, global comparisons, non-stop scrutiny. Perfection was suddenly demanded every second. Every move analyzed, every breath measured. Now, pressure pulls apart teams. People saw the stage lights. They didn't see the late-night rehearsals, the exhausted eyes, the moments when confidence trembled. Success rarely comes without sacrifice, and when applause fades, the quiet hours can feel heavy. Each member carried private worries, fear of failing, fear of letting fans down, fear of not being enough in a world that demands more every day. Yet this is where the foundation they built truly mattered. Instead of crumbling, they leaned on each other. Mistakes weren't attacked, they were understood. Weak moments weren't hidden, they were supported. They didn't need to pretend to be invincible because they had each other to stay standing. This wasn't a journey powered by perfection. It was powered by resilience, shared between 5 people who refused to let pressure break what struggle had built. Fame tested them, pressure pushed them, but Brotherhood parried them forward, quietly, strongly, unshaken. Success brings love, but it also brings noise. As Sb19 grew, the applause was real, but so were the whispers, the criticism, the pressure that never sleeps. Every decision was watched, every performance dissected, every moment turned into a headline or a comment thread. In a world hungry for perfection, even the smallest flaw can feel magnified. There were days when the cheers felt distant, drowned by the weight of expectation. When exhaustion didn't just live in the body, it lived in the mind. Fame, at its highest peak, can be the loneliest place. But Sb19 was never alone. When one felt overwhelmed, the other stepped closer, not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly standing near, understanding without needing words. The harsh spotlight forces many to break or change, but these 5 didn't bend toward ego or bitterness. They didn't lose themselves to the noise. They protected the very thing success could never buy: genuine connection. They learned that strength isn't about having no weakness. It's about never facing those weaknesses alone. Pressure may crack stones, but it polished their bond. In the harshest glare, their brotherhood didn't fade, it hardened. Idol groups rise fast, and many fall faster, not because they lacked talent, but because they lacked unity. Competition, silent jealousy, individual ambition, those cracks destroy even the brightest careers. But what makes Sb19 different is simple. They never treated each other as rivals. They treated each other as family, with one mission. Their journey wasn't built on convenience. It wasn't a product of contracts or industry formula. It was the result of trust built brick by brick, sweat, patience, and humility, layered over years of being underestimated. While the world saw 5 artists, they saw 5 lifelines. While others formed partnerships, they formed a brotherhood built for storms. Real brotherhood isn't flawless. It's honest. Behind Sb19's unity lies countless conversations not everyone sees. Moments when exhaustion strained patience, when creative visions clashed, when silence weighed heavy before words finally broke through. Fame doesn't remove human emotion, it magnifies it. And yet, every disagreement became a lesson rather than a wall. They don't avoid tough moments. They face them with maturity built through years of fighting together, not against each other. They choose to sit, talk,
listen, and understand. Not to prove who's right, but to protect what matters. The bond that carried them through days when nobody was watching. Brotherhood isn't the absence of friction. It's rising stronger after every moment of it. And that's why they remain unbreakable.
Tap like, share this video, and subscribe. Because stories like Sb19's deserve the world's spotlight.